welcome to the Watermark Water Cooler. We have Rebecca with us here today to talk to us about gated content and how important it is to make a decision whether it's gated or ungated. Rebecca, introduce yourself to our viewers and I'll give it back over to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as you said, my name is Rebecca. I am an account coordinator with Watermark. I have been with Watermark. It'll actually be a year this August. I'm originally from Boston, moved out here because couldn't pass up this opportunity. I work on clients big and small. Content generation and content creation is a huge passion of mine. So that's why it was super exciting to be able to talk about this today.
Yeah, awesome that you're, I can't believe a year is almost here.
Nice.
And we're happy to take you from Boston. Their loss, our gain, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's better mountains are out here.
Yeah. So as we're talking about this gated content, I'm just going to give a little bit of a background about what gated content is and how important it is to your content library and driving traffic to your site. So gated content is typically a premium content piece that you want to gate with a form. And at that point in time, you're gathering information so you can remarket to them down the road. But, a lot of times we internally ask ourselves like, hey, are we going to gate this piece of content or are we just going to give it away for free? And so that's our conversation here. What's your opinion on it?
It's such a hard question to answer because so ultimately my personal opinion on the matter is it comes down to how your company is going to measure success for this asset. So are you measuring it based on how many new customers you're bringing in or the amount of downloads that you're trying to achieve? Is it brand awareness or increased sales revenue? So in one way, there's no right and wrong answer. I think you have to kind of give some thought before starting it out. So you can't just say, okay, we're going to just blindly gate some content because I think you can do yourself a huge disservice by going in there blind.
Yeah. So I think you're kind of saying the value of the content is a piece of this is this a piece of content that is, nobody else has, nobody else has this data. So we're going to try and gate that information because you can't get it anywhere else besides coming through us. So we're going to put that as a gate. I think you talk about some interesting things there about, what is the end goal? I know that's something we talk about with our clients a lot is, if the end goal is just viewership, why gate it? We're just trying to get as many people to that content as we can. What about the buyer journey here? Does that play a role?
Immensely so. Yes. So it's actually, I'm glad you brought it up. So with gated content, so we can walk through both actually. With gated content, my professional opinion on it is it's probably better to give those consumers that are willing to fill out that form for you, they're farther down in your sales funnel. They know about your company. They know your mission, what you can achieve for them. So they're willing to give you information because people are less inclined, frankly, nowadays to be able to offer up their email, their job title, their industry, all of that to you. So when they do, they're interested. They're already pretty far down. They're willing to kind of commit to some level with you. The ungated content, on the other hand, that's a whole different ballgame. Those are people that still need to understand who you are. So they're still looking to see what your brand stands for, what you can accomplish based on your competitors. So if you're trying to achieve people that are farther down the sales funnel, I'd highly say gated content. If you're just trying to, like you said earlier, spread brand awareness, go ungated. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that a lot of circles, the sales funnel is trying to die here. I know that we've talked in the past, Rebecca, about, well, maybe the sales funnel isn't dead for the content conversation. That maybe the content works for top of the funnel content, middle of the funnel content, bottom of the funnel content. And obviously at the end, we don't want the person to die and we want them to come back to the top of the funnel, but with either a referral or just coming back to do more business with you. But I think the content can follow that funnel, like top of the funnel content. And this goes with this gating conversation that Rebecca's talking about. Like, hey, this content is very broad stroke, somebody who's really just trying to educate themselves about a lot of different topics.
Mhm.
And then the middle is obviously gonna be a little bit more informative. Maybe at that middle stage, they are willing to give a little bit more information. So I think content can continue to follow that sales funnel.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
totally agree. I would say, I mean, a couple examples to what you were saying. I would say top of the funnel, I mean, those are blog posts, they're case studies, infographics, stuff that you don't need to keep to yourself. I mean, even organic social media posts, those
yeah,
you want to put out there. You want people to see without necessarily taking information back from them. But on the other hand, stuff like white papers and ebooks, assets that you are putting time and energy into, that absolutely, yeah, should be farther down behind a gate, get some information in return for that.
yeah. So another thing that kind of comes up when we're talking about this is, what kind of business could also gate or ungate content, right? I think that could be an important conversation for somebody deciding if I'm going to gate or ungate it. What do you think about that?
All right. Yes. So to answer your question, it does essentially, yes, come down to whether it's a B2C company or a B2B company. So if we take, for example, a machinery company, so they are, I mean, that's not a quick purchase. You want to be able to kind of nurture them throughout that. So I would recommend that to be gated, not necessarily ungated. Now, if you take on the other hand, real estate company, I would say ungated. You want them to be able to feel comfortable kind of learning about the process. But one caveat I will say with that is to not be afraid to introduce some gated content a little bit farther down the funnel so that you can get that information back from them once they know what your company stands for and what you can offer them in return. Because I know I've mentioned it earlier, you want to be able to stand out at the same time from your competitors, whether it's B2B or B2C.
Yeah. I think you said one thing that's kind of interesting there is that there probably should be a mix in how you do this. Like, so you might try gated and it may not work. And it's okay to go fall back to an ungated if you're not getting the traffic or what your KPI may be for that piece of content. Hey, maybe you misunderstood what the value of it was.
Absolutely.
We've definitely seen that before. Like you said, we've tried something before where like, hey, we thought the value of this was really high and we should gate it, and then we actually went back and ungated it later on.
Mm-hmm. And we saw a huge increase in downloads. So I was gonna touch on that. As the bottom line is that whether or not you choose to gate or ungate, but continue to follow along with the life, I guess, lifeline of that asset to make sure, okay, when is it underperforming? In that case, yeah, like do what we did and essentially switch it because maybe it
Yeah.
does need to be open to the public and it might not be something that you originally thought was going to be an ungated asset.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have anything else to add to this? I mean, I think we've covered a lot of the like there's not a really right or wrong answer to this, I don't think.
Yeah, I
But
think it's definitely been something that so many people have tried to determine. I mean, you can do countless Google searches for this, and there's so many people saying, "Oh, I think I found the answer." But at the end of the day, it's just determining what your KPIs are, what you are selling personally as a business, what you measure as success, and then not being afraid to change. So you just kind of monitoring that process as it goes.
yeah, I love that. That's something that we are always talking about is you have to test, you have to see what works, and nothing is final in digital. Like everything is reiterative. You can test it, try it, doesn't work, you move on and you try it a different way. So I think that's a great maybe way we leave this conversation is to say keep trying, test, and if it doesn't work, try a different way. It's not a failure.
Couldn't agree more.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rebecca, for your time today. As always, we make content that we try and help answer your questions. So the more you give back to us to tell us what you are looking for, we'll try and produce content for you, whether that's what's going on in our agency, what's going on in your business, how can we help you with your marketing needs. give us some feedback, leave a comment below. As always, please like this video so that we can continue to make more content for you, and have a great rest of the day. See ya.